Alright, we are back into game number 2. Gonna rearrange icons here. So as I said, McKinley did take the first game in a very dominant fashion. They had some very good team synergy going on. Rotation, also very good rotations, rotating from objective to objective, taking turrets very methodically. And yeah, they did a very good job in the first game. We'll see if Iolani can answer back here. As I said, that is going to be the peanut jelly in the top lane. So, oh, it looks like Images gonna scout somebody out with his mystic shot here. Tilt over Peacemaker, gonna find its mark onto him, but not do too much.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
So we got a little bit of a standoff here. It's actually going to be 4v4, though. The Peanut Jelly is making his way top to the bot lane, and Pause comes out.
A summoner has disconnected.
Livid looks like he's having a little bit of connection issues here. Looks like McKinley are just going to back off from this one. Not going to worry about the invade. So it's going to be a Doran's Blade Renekton in the top lane. Meanwhile, a Doran's Shield and Shyvana. So they somewhat cancel each other out. Of course, the Doran's Shield does have the health regen on it. Meanwhile, the Doran's Blade has the I guess the health refund every time you. It's not even a refund because you don't really cost anything, but the health back from minions. Every minion does grant him. Was it 3 health now? Used to be 4, I think. Oh, 5 for melee champions. There you go. Good job. Fantastic. You learn something new every day. Looks like Images and Strix are still hanging out in that tri-bush. Yeah, they're just going to go back. I think they were hoping to catch somebody coming back through it, but decided not to here. Blaster 828 getting the early advantage with the poke there. That is a poke enhanced with a Janus shield. Gonna give him a little bit more AD, but a Mystic Shot gonna return the favor, return the damage, I should say. So excuse me if I am a little bit at a loss for words on what to say. I've actually been casting with a co-caster lately. Been wondering what I should say sometimes. I think like I'm doing all right. You know, of course, let me know if I'm not. So, the Peanut Jelly, like I said, actually does have the level. He's keeping up in levels with Fantastic. I don't think he'd actually make his way down there. He was walking down toward there, then decided to walk back up. Anyway, he's going to be farming from afar with that Dragon's Breath. Is it Dragon's Breath or Dragon's Flame? I don't remember. There's quite a big wave in there. It's Dragon's Breath. Good job, Fekes. Oh, yeah. Oh, did not get it that time, but didn't even get it either with the burnout. So there's actually 2 minions down. Oh, and there's the auto attack reset from the Q of Shyvana. That is actually extremely helpful, not only in trades, but as you see, in farming as well. Looks like he is able to farm underneath the turret, no problem there. I did not get that one. I think I'm analyzing a little bit too much on this minion farm. Not really necessary, I suppose. Either way, I am excited to see the Singed ban. I was actually kind of hoping to see a Singed game in this best of 3. We still have a chance for 1 possibly. We'll see how it goes for Iolani in this game. But either way, I wanted to point out I was hoping to see a more Feral Flare oriented champion. Livid did build Feral Flare in the last game as Vi, but I don't think Feral Flare is a proper item on Vi, honestly. I think you still want to go with the Elder Lizard and just keep with that. Because like I said, Vi, not really a super auto-attack oriented champion. Does have does have an auto-attack skill, but I mean your real power comes from the Vault Breaker, Assault, and Battery. That's your burst, and that is a lot of the power. That's the reason why she's actually, well, one of the reasons why she's actually such a devastating jungler. because she has such a burst, like, especially in the mid lane. Once you hit level 6, you have Vault Breaker and Assault and Battery. If you land both of those, that's about a fourth to a half of a health bar gone. And combine that with the mid laner's burst, it's pretty devastating. It's definitely something to watch out for that I don't think is given enough respect, especially with the Pharaoh Flare being picked up here. Or at least it was last game. Like I said, might not even be picked up last game, but I just don't think Pharaoh Flare is a good item on buy. We'll see how it works out for Livid this game. He had trouble last game because of things like this that Unbounded is doing right now, invading into his jungle, although No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Unbounded actually going into his own jungle. I don't know. It was last game. Last game, Libby was on that side. I'm terrible. I'm just gonna stop talking about that right now. My goodness, a little bit scatterbrained, like I said. No worries. Either way, we might still see some counter jungling coming out from Unbounded. I don't see why we wouldn't right now, honestly, considering both the jungle matchups are the exact same. And there's a little bit of damage going on to Besu. Both mid laners do have that heal in their favor. Of course, Nidalee does have that extra heal in her W, or her E rather. So Blaster 828 getting a little bit better, better in the trading in the bot lane in the last game. Although Besu is down in the bot lane, not gonna find his mark because ran into a Yordle snap trap. But yeah, last 328 getting a little bit better on the CS advantage than last game. 10 CS up right now. Last game he was about 10 CS down. And actually choosing to shove the wave most of the way onto Image's tower. It worked out for Images and Trickstar last game. I'm gonna see if he's gonna just try to make it work for himself in this game. Jelly getting chunked down quite hard. Both of them are level 6. So both of them have their ults in their favor, but the Dominus is going to help out a little bit more than Dragon Form as far as baiting out health bars. But it doesn't really matter because the Fantastic's able to trade quite evenly, quite well. Not even evenly, quite ahead to come out in trades with that Renekton. And he still only has the Doran's Blade. Neither of them went back in the top lane. So it'll be interesting to see here. Unbounded picking up his own red here. So not much going on yet. Not much in the way of ganks. Unbounded tried to gank on the bot lane, but got caught, as did Besu. Looks like we may be seeing some jungle invasion here. This is what I was talking about earlier. Opops does have the blue up. I'm gonna see if they're gonna land some spears, possibly some cocoons, see what happens here. And it looks like Unbounded may be backing off from it, but so is Livid. So it's just time wasted for Opops and Livid. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Fantastic leading the CS. Not really too much though. It's not really needed. He actually missed out on some CS there. Not sure why he went back like that. Possibly afraid of a gank, but he does have a ward out, and actually a pretty deep ward down next to the intersection between the mid lane and the jungle. I guess you could call that Baron bush, because that's pretty much the only bush around Baron, besides on the back side of the wall. And Unbounded again, not really going to find much in the bot lane. Spear does land on Opops, gets quite a bit of damage down onto him. He's more than likely going to be fine in that mid lane. He actually still has his health pots as well. Looks like Image is actually fighting back in that bot lane. Gonna be shoving the wave back into Blaster's turret. A little bit different story just even 5 minutes ago. Livid is hanging around bot lane, has Assault and Battery up, has a flash up, so you could be seeing a flash Vault Breaker coming out along with the Assault and Battery. But he's going to be spotted. Not going to happen this time around, and he's just going to go back into his jungle. This is a hard game for junglers right now. Neither of them are able to gank any lane. Just kind of hanging out. There's a little bit of trade going on top lane. This is pretty much how it's been all lanes. Farming and just very lightly trading. Not too much happening. Fantastic is growing his CS advantage though. That's something worth noting. Knock up on Trickstar. Not much going to come of it. Livid over here. Charging up his Vault Breaker, don't think he can really find anybody. He's going to go Assault and Battery onto Trickstar, though. He just flashes out. Two-shot barrage lands on all 3 members, but Solar Flare unfortunately missed. So that may have been first blood going over to Images had that Solar Flare landed. It's just tricky having a Janna or anybody with an exhaust right now in that bot lane because Images, I mean, as an Ezreal in general, they usually fight from afar, shooting out Mystic shots, repositioning yourself with Arcane Shift, throwing out another Mystic shot, why not? And even using Essence Flux. So you don't really get into the exhaust range that much. So, I mean, the exhaust definitely going to come in handy for team fights, but down in lane, I don't think it's really going to see much use. Meanwhile, even if that Assault and Battery did land on Images, I don't think it would have really mattered because there are 2 heals on the bot lane. How much is heal right now? Like, what does it do? Yeah, 195 health. That's about 400 extra health for Images right now, which, if you're doing the math, is almost a third of his health bar. So he has like an extra 33% health. Either way, ganking the top lane. Fantastic. Overextending just a little bit here. Livid coming through the lane. He lands a Vault Breaker. Doesn't have Assault and Battery to follow it up, though. He's just using the bot lane. There's Shockwave in the mid lane onto Besu, but it's not going to be able to finish him off. Oh, Pops. Down a Shockwave now. And the heal is still up for Besu as well. So he's just going to heal up and live to fight another day. Either way, Dragon being started by McKinley. This is the first Dragon of the game. Images is going to keep Blaster 828 and Willie the Squid at bay, and actually nobody's really contesting it. So that'll be the first Dragon of the game going over to McKinley. First Dragon, first objective. At around, I think it's a 13-minute mark. Oh, spear landing onto Opops as he was taking out that pink ward. It was actually very wise to put a ward there. Because five auto attacks, that's a long time. That's potentially 5 to 6 seconds. And you're just standing there. And especially if you're not attack moving or constantly moving while you're attacking, then you're just a sitting target for a spear. That was a very handy way to use a spear from Besu. Oh, and there's Flash being popped, but Assault and Battery landing onto Besu. He's going to pop that heal, get that speed boost. He's going to be fine. So both summoners down for Besu. There's a spear landing onto a minion. He's going to get the gold out of it. Pop's going to have to be dodging for his life right now, as one more spear would do him in quite a bit. Athena's and Holy Grail actually being finished by Opops. Did not call that earlier. He's quite a bit of CS ahead of Besu right now. But with the Dragon going over, the early Dragon I should say, going over to McKinley, they do hold on to the lead, only by about not even 100 gold leading them right now, so it's pretty much even. So still, neither top laner has went back. They both, oh my god, 4,000 gold in the pocket of Fantastic. 38 in the pocket of Peanut Jelly. So he's going to be coming back with something huge, and that is a first time back Sunfire Cape and boots. coming back to lane quite a bit. Actually, if Livid... Oh, and actually... Oh, no. Kindle Gem also being picked up by the Peanut Jelly. So, honestly, if Livid can keep Fantastic in that top lane, keep him from going back. Oh, there's a Solar Flare landing onto Blaster 828 and Willie the Squid. True Shot Barrage does proc the Sunflight procs, but the Zenith Blade did miss. And Unbounded going to have to find another way into that bot lane. But looks like, oh, I was saying if Livid could keep Fantastic from backing as he backs now, that would be a huge item advantage going over to Peanut Jelly. May even net him a kill, but not going to happen. Spear of Visage and the components for the Sunfire Cape being picked up by Fantastic. Same route of build he went last game, finishing up the 2 tanky items first. So it's a very, 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 very passive top lane. Unbounded, I don't even think is a win up to top lane. Livid's tried to gank a couple times, not really doing too well there. But Unbounded is standing on top of a ward, so Blaster 828 and Willie the Squid know exactly about of Unbounded's whereabouts. Know of McKinley's shenanigans going on in the bot lane. Livid's going to go down there, try to even it up. Does have Assault and Battery up. Unbounded walking over a ward again, charging up the Vault Breaker. Doesn't land on Unbounded, but gets knocked up with the Assault and Battery and the Tornado. Unbounded going to go down. First blood going over a Blaster 828. Trickstar blowing his flash, trying to get out of there. There's Shoe Shot Barrage coming out. Does slow down Images a little bit. He takes a little bit of damage for his trouble, and actually quite a bit of damage. There's Ace in the Hole coming out, but it's going to be blocked by Trickstar. Both health bars blinking in the bot lane for McKinley right now. So very close. Looks like Images and Trickstar are going to stay down there. They still have the heal, which right now is going to be a little bit more. Yeah, almost 500 health at this point. There's Opops throwing down the Shockwave, and Basuk, it does heal up, but the attack. Command attack going to finish him off. Opops picking up a kill in the mid lane. Iolani having a better early game than last game. McKinley giving up a couple kills, including first blood.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
And now first turret going down as well. Livid gonna try to find a kill here, but Unbounded there to counter it. There's Solar Flare locking onto Willie the Squid along with Cocoon. There's no True Shot Barrage to follow it up. Willie the Squid's gonna be just fine. The heal actually goes out from actually I don't even know who that heal is from. That heal was from Trickstar actually. Onto Images. Kind of a curious, a little bit of a curious heal going out. But either way, Nomad's Medallion on both supports right now. Oh, there's a new item on the Rift in the form of the Forbidden Idol. These actually build into, I think they build into, pretty sure it builds into Ancient Coin. As Ancient Coin does give a cooldown reduction. It would make sense to me. Dragon's going to be up in 40 seconds. The second turret was picked up by Opops in the mid lane. So like I said, Iolani having a good game this game. 26.1k to 23.5k. McKinley not showing the methodical, strategic gameplay they had last game. And the Peanut Jelly just going to be proxying the wave now in that top lane. Actually, Fantastic stuck underneath his turret. And one of the things about proxying, no, he's not even going to be stuck under his turret. He's just going to stay under his turret. One of the things about proxying a wave is that you, whoever's proxying the wave, the other person could do the exact same. So it's actually very interesting that that Fantastic's not doing. Either way, we got an engage here. Solar Flare does land. Willie the Squid going to disengage this team fight. There's a Shockwave on a 2-member. Images being one of them. Basu lands a perfect spear onto Livid, picking up a kill. First kill for McKinley. Another spear onto Opops. Looks like, oh, a double kill going over to Opops, actually. And Images going to be eaten by Smog the Dragon. If anybody's a Lord of the Rings fan, that's actually from The Hobbit. Blaster 828 going to be aggressed upon, but it's going to go in the favor of Blaster 828. And now Opops actually going to be there to help pick up a kill for Caitlyn after the Ace in the Hole. So that was a 4-for-1 trade in favor of Iolani. And that was actually a 5v4 because Fantastic has been in top lane this entire time and tried to take out the turret. And he still has it, and there it goes. But inner mid lane turret going to go down in favor of Iolani. So, map presence, map control in favor of Iolani. And Depina Jelly going to take out the inner bot lane turret. This is the same kind of gameplay that we saw from McKinley last game. Putting a lot of emphasis on objectives and rotating very well. And after that 4-for-1, left a huge opening for Iolani to take 2 objectives, 2 turrets. So it's approaching the 20-minute mark. A few things are happening now. Laning phase is essentially over. 4 turrets to 1 right now. But that is middle and bottom inner lane turrets down for McKinley. So we're should be seeing a little bit more of a grouping coming out from both teams. Trying to pressure objectives and trying to get a team fight going. And I think McKinley's best bet is to just kind of get a 5v5 going and just poke with mystic shots and javelins as much as possible. Try to keep Iolani from engaging. And it looks like Basu and company going to be taking out that mid lane turret for Iolani. Trying to answer back a little bit of this gold gap here in the map control. 2 turrets to 4 now.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
But there's another turret being answered back by Depina Jelly in the top lane. So all outer lane turrets falling for McKinley so far. I think Images and Basu are in a good position right now as far as being able to poke. They had a few targets to poke in the mid lane that they needed, but last year, 2A decides to make his way up top lane, Willard Squid, and pressure into this inner top lane turret. It's the only inner turret left for McKinley. There's no reason not to get it at this point. So actually, Iolani's showing that they have a little bit of poke as well with those filter for Peacemakers. Very relentless. From Blaster 828. Oh, pops! Gonna aggress upon, but a spear just barely misses. 90 caliber net gonna slow down. Fantastic. Not much is gonna happen there. Either way, mid lane inhibitor turret getting hit on a little bit here by Iolani. They're actually broken up. This is a 3v1 in the mid lane. There's Dragon, there's Assault and Battery. Flash coming out, and Depina Jelly gonna pick up a kill. Basu does answer back with Livid. Let's see if they can make it worth here. Last 828 makes his way over the wall. If Ace in the hole coming out, gonna be blocked by Trickstar. Incoming Gale, gonna knock up Unbounded. Man, Iolani showing a complete reversal from their first game, taking advantage of the early game they had. And punishing McKinley at every turn here. The positioning for Iolani a lot better this game. 2-man Shockwave and Dissonance going to pick up the kill for O-Pops onto Unbounded. And mid lane inhibitor going down, and Iolani picking up a 24-minute inhibitor. Dragon's going to be up in a minute 15. And that'll be more gold going over to their favor, into their pockets, because I don't think McKinley's in a position to try to stop it. And Depina Jelly still pushing in that top lane turret. Not much has changed up there. Oh, Depina Jelly. There it is. This Dragon's Ascent's gonna be up now. So Depina Jelly has that Bilgewater Cutlass. Gonna have a lot of single target damage on his side. Once he flies in there with the Dragon's Ascent, Shoots out the flame breath, and of course has a burnout on. Gonna have a little bit of extra damage with that Bilgewater Cutlass. Almost. Actually, not quite. Has a little bit to go, about 1,400 more gold to go. Actually, 1,200 more gold to go for that Blade of the Ruined King. And McKinley just trying to clear out wards in their jungle, trying to make sure it's safe to walk in their own jungle. They don't want to be put in the position that they put Iolani in last game, where Livid couldn't even go in his own jungle, and I don't even think had his blue buff any time in the entire game. In fact, the only way the only way McKinley gave up that blue buff is if they gave it through a kill. A lot different story this time though, as Iolani leads McKinley trails 41.6k to 33.2k, 6 turrets to 2, 8 kills to 2. All in favor of Iolani. Like I said, a very 180 turnaround compared to last game for Iolani. Like I said, that might be what they were doing last game, just dragging the game out, letting the game go as long as possible so they have time to strategize, have time to talk about what they need to do to allow themselves to not be put in the position they were in last game. And whatever it was, they did it, and it's working out very well for them.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
I just realized I had my mic on mute. Sorry about that. So, all inner lane turrets down for McKinley right now. We only have 2 inhibitor turrets left right now, top and bottom. Triforce is completed on images, so he's going to have a little bit of extra power behind his missing shots, but it's not been helping him too much so far. And of course, Last J2A has 3 of his big items: Bloodthirster, Phantom Dancer, and the Last Whisper. Blade of the Ruined King being completed on the Peanut Jelly, and got some pink wards coming out as well. And yeah, Livid choosing not to go that Feral Flare. Not a good choice for Vi. You need that Elder Lizard, you need that true damage. It synergizes a lot better with the Vault Breaker and just the overall skills in general. Not to mention the auto attack skill. I forget what it's called, but it's like Blast. Let's check it out. Let's just check it out. Excessive Force. It does proc the Elder Lizard true damage on anything that it hits. It's actually quite helpful. It looks like there is going to be a Baron Dance coming out, and actually a Baron Engage coming out from Iolani. 28-minute Baron. There's Shoe Shot Barrage coming out, going to give some vision. And now McKinley making their way over. Baron's dropping very quickly, and it is being picked up by Iolani. Basu getting assaulted, battered, and dead. Meanwhile, though, there's a Shockwave not catching anybody. Health bar is falling very quickly on McKinley. Iolani got a double kill onto their top lane carry to Peanut Jelly. Double kill on their bot lane carry, Blaster 828, and that is an ace. And more than likely the game. The inhibitor is up. There are 30-second death timers coming out from McKinley. I think, pretty sure the Peanut Jelly can tank this both these turrets. No problem. They have the there's the heals coming out. So yeah, this is a best of 3 for the semi-final loser bracket game between McKinley and Iolani. McKinley picking up the first game, Iolani picking up the second game to bring it into a game number 3. Congratulations to Iolani. My name is Joshua Fekes Quest. We'll get the next game set up for you as soon as